Namaste, dear students. Welcome to one more episode of a virtual class. Today, we will have grade 8, unit 7 writing, and today we will have two different types of writing. Firstly, we will practice condolence, and then we will have a news story writing, okay? So let's begin with condolence first. Hope you students have got your book with you, your exercise book, and your pen, and every other things necessary for you. Are you ready, students? Okay, here we go. So before I begin the lesson, I would like to ask you some question. So have you seen or read messages of condolence in newspaper? Oh, yes, okay. So what was it about? Somebody has died and, oh, the family was expressing something. So in other cases, you saw another one, and what was that about? It was about an organization who expressed condolences to the staff. Whoa, good. And so who expressed that? Sometimes relatives, sometimes friends, sometimes organization. Okay, people who are close to the person who has died or who worked together with the person who has recently died express their condolence. Good. So, yeah. Have you ever expressed yourself, any written condolences to anybody else? On Facebook. So what did you write? You expressed that you feel the loss, and then you are so sad about that. And other thing, yes, you also mentioned some good things the person had. Okay, when did you wrote that? Last month. Okay, that's fine. So this is an example. Okay, so this is an example. You can see some parts of condolence that is printed in a newspaper, right? So normally we can write something like our deepest sympathy, or sometimes condolences, or sometimes obituary. Some words like that will be printed on top of the writing. Very good. And what is here? Oh, date of birth. Very good. Very smart answer. And this is the date of birth, and this is the date. Somebody died. Okay, the person died on this date. The name is not here because you have to fill the name, right? You can use this as a model, and later on you can develop some condolence by filling this name, okay? So that will be easier for you. So, and then we have to write something like that, right? We are deeply grieved to know about the sudden, untimely, and eventual departure of a social worker at our organization, and name again was fell down by a massive heart attack. He was helpful, popular all over the country because of his contribution towards poor people, girls, women. We enhance our heartfelt condolences to his bereaved family and friends, lamenting the irreparable loss. May the departed soul be at eternal peace with our heavenly God. And again, the name of the organization comes here, right? This is the structure, okay? So whenever you write a message, you need to be very careful about something, okay? What are these? I will show you, okay? So let's see what are the things you need to be careful about. Firstly, you have to be sure about the person who has recently died, right? And then you have to write the date of birth of the person, and then the expiry date, or somebody who expired on a certain day, right? Or who died in a certain day, right? And then the name of the organization, or sometimes it can be a friends group, or sometimes a single person also can publish certain message of condolence to the family and relatives, okay? So, and then you need to be very careful about choosing the right words for writing condolence in order to express the kind of feeling that you have for the loss of someone, right? Okay? So, something like that, right? So, we are deeply grieved and sudden, untimely, and eventual departure. And then we have to write some good things about the person, right? Do we write some bad things about the person when we publish this? No, very good. And why? Smart answer. We do not express our condolences to somebody we don't like, or we don't know at all, right? So, especially if someone has contributed something for you, for your society, for your nation, or for some social life, those will be liked by everyone, so that they express people express their condolences for the death, okay? So, this is the way, yeah. Then we need to be careful about choosing good language and good format, right? So, format means there should be the title, something like this, and there should be date of birth here, date of demise here, or the name of the person here, and then this, or the name of the organization here, okay? So, these are the things you have to be careful about while writing it, okay? So, let's move on to the next one. After condolence, we'll have news story writing, okay? So, this particular news story writing, before we move to that, let me give you some introduction of different parts that our news story contains, right? Firstly, a news story contains a headline, right? The headline is a short and sweet. It should be short and sweet, right? Why do you think it should be short and sweet? Smart answer. Otherwise, you don't want to read the news. Very good. And the reporter don't want that situation, so they try to make their headline catchy. Good, catchy. Very easy, very short, very sweet, but with a strong meaning. Okay, good. And then sometimes we can have headline, sub-headline that a little bit gives us short detail of the headline and connects the headline to the other parts. Okay, good. And then we have byline. Actually, byline is the source, right? The source sometimes can be a reporter, source sometimes can be some news agencies or something like that. Sometimes byline can be RSS in our sense, right? RSS is a very popular byline in most of the newspapers, especially in Gorkhapatra, right? Okay, do you know what RSS mean? Oh, Rashtriya Samachar Samiti, very smart, good. And then there will be a timeline, right? Timeline refers to the time when the news was collected, right? When the reporter wrote the news, very good. And then there will be a place line. Place line means a place from where the news is reported. Something like, it can be Kathmandu, if the news is from Pokhara or some other parts, maybe if it is somewhere near Birganj, maybe Birganj or Simara, or sometimes it can be other parts as well. The place line should come after the time. Good. And then the next one is lead, right? And reporters say, especially journalists say, talk about 5W and 1H. And those 5W means WH questions like what is the news, when is the news, uh, mm, which place, where, these kind of WH questions will be there. And 1H means how, right? How was that happen? Something like that, okay? So the first part, the lead must answer where the news is from, when is the news happen or when certain action happen, uh, this kind of what is the news, so who are the people involved in it, so that kind of questions will be answered, right? And lead is something that gives the overall information about the news, and then comes the body, right? Then comes the body. Body is a detailed information, right? If there is maybe an accident, so the place where the accident happened, how is it happened, maybe um, uh, two buses collided, or sometimes a motorbike was hit by a bus, sometimes a bus can fall into the river or something like that, right? And then how many people were injured, how many of them have recovery after certain days, or are there any casualties or any death, right? And after that, every single detail will be included here, and then there will be a further information. Further information means what, in case of the same accident news, further information, it can be something like police are doing certain inquiry, maybe some trying to help the find out the bodies or some missing people, and so that can be the further information, okay? So then let's look at these components, these parts of a news story in the news story that I have brought for you, okay? So this is the news, okay? This is the headline. The headline is Fire at Doban Bazar in Taplejung destroys around 3 dozen houses. So this is the headline, okay? So let's check whether there is a sub-headline or not. No sub-headline. And then there is a photograph, right? The photograph, you can see the fire, you can see houses nearby fire, and the dry hillside with lots of trees and dried out leaves over here. And then the fire has still chance to grow, right? So let's see whether it has died out or not, okay? Have the fire been doused or not, or it has been, whether the authority have been able to control it or not, okay? So let's see. This is the, what did we call it? Rajesh Rai is the reporter, so it is byline, good. And March 2 is the dateline, brilliant. And Manglung is the place, very good. And what do we call the rest of this paragraph? Can you tell me loudly? Little louder, please. Oh, yes, the lead. Okay, we talked about lead last time, and a lead is main news. Okay, very good. It gives you what exactly the news is about and what is the main thing or main incident that has happened somewhere, right? So in this case, fire is the incident, and where is the place? Manglung. So it is Mering Rural Municipality in Taplejung district. Very good. And what has happened? Many houses come under fire. They have come under fire. And then, is it controlled? So what is the condition now? They are trying, but it has come into certain control, but not completely, yeah, under control. Okay, so let's check what is the detail. You can see a long detail there. Good. So this is called the body of a news story. Okay. So you can see what police personnel say, what the people are doing, and what people say, the local people say about the fire, how it, yeah, no casualties, still nobody has died. So many houses were burned down, but yeah, this is a good thing, right? So this is something as an effort to control the fire. Good. So we have got almost all the components that we discussed earlier. Okay. So now I think this is the time for you people to produce something. Okay. So produce something means we are now going to try a news story that you have got on your textbook, in your textbook. Okay, are you ready to do that? Yes, this time I'm going to help you to some extent, and maybe I will provide you a model for that. Okay, so are you ready to have some exercise? Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is the task. Prepare a news report on the basis of the following clues. And the clues are 9 injured in a road accident. So 9 injured in the road accident is the main thing here. So it can be the headline. Very good. And then what can be there in the byline? Yes, yeah, very good. Byline must cover, this is a passenger jeep that made an accident, maybe 9 injured, and maybe other things. Okay. Sometimes it can also be 9 injured is already there up here, so it can also come with, good. It can come as sub-headline, very good. And then there must be a person who is reporting, and then there must be other things as well. So let's see. I will ask you what the things are, okay? So what can be this road mishap? Very quick, good. This must be the headline. Title, you said title? No. Normally, for a news report, we call it headline. It sounds or it looks like a title, but technically, when it comes to a newspaper story, news story, this must be called, yes, good. This is a headline, okay? So what it must be, 9 injured, 3 critical. Among the 9 injured people, 3 people have got critical condition. It's very short and trying to use that as a sub-headline. Very good. The next one, Hemantahada. By is there, so it's a byline. Very smart. Okay. So Hemantahada is the reporter, must be. And then when was the news written? 1st March. Very good. And then what is the place of the news? Pokhara. Oh, brilliant. Good. So this is Hemantahada is the byline, exactly. And 1st March is the timeline, exactly. And Pokhara, place line. Okay, brilliant. You people have got a good intelligence. You are very intelligent, okay? So, what it can be? 9 people were injured when a passenger jeep fell about 20 meters down the road near Pokhara yesterday evening. So, what did we call this? So, can I take you back to those? Okay, what can be this? Is it a byline? No. So after place line, there is something that raises, that answers 5 W's and 1 H, right? What do we call it? lead. Very good. So this is a lead one, right? And the purpose of writing a lead is to give the main information in a news story, right? So we have written 9 people are injured very first because this is the main event or something that strikes us, right? That gives us a very sad feeling. And then they were injured, and why? Because passengers they fell. And how far? 20 meters. And then where? When? Okay, these are the questions, right? These are the questions, and these questions are answered here. Okay, so good. It's a lead. Very good. And then what next? The body. Good. The body contains a complete information about the incident. Here, in this case, about the accident. Okay, so it goes something like the jeep was heading to Pokhara from Baglung with 15 passengers. At a bend, it slipped and fell about 20 meters down the road. 9 passengers, including jeep driver, were seriously injured and taken to Kaski District Hospital for treatment. Other passengers who were with minor injuries went home after general treatment at the local health post nearest to the spot. So spot here is the place where the accident had taken place. Okay, so now let's go to the next. Police state that the driver was very young and was without a driving license. He could not control the jeep because of the speed and the road condition. Further investigation is going on. What do you think? Is it related to the main news? Yes, exactly. It is related to. And it talks about the reason of the accident. Very good. The reason is the driver was young, actually very young, and then without a driving license. Very good. And with his inexperience and with his young age, all these contributed for the loss, for the injuries of so many people, 9 people. Okay, and further investigation is going on. These sound like additional information to the accident. Very good. Something that has taken as further information, that we understand as further information. Good. So let's move on to another thing. So we did our condolence and then our practice with news story writing. So now it's time for you to recite the poem. Yeah, it's a good thing to read. Actually, after reading about accident, reading about death, it's always good to have a fun, right? So let's enjoy reading a poem. So I will recite and don't forget to follow me, okay? So are you ready? Yes. So the poem the poem is titled Not Everyone. Not Everyone. And it was composed by Joy Galal. So dear students, after reading it, I will ask you what is the poem about, right? So you have to find out what is the poem about and how do you feel when you read it, right? Do you feel the same way, or you want some similarity between the type of people, okay? So before that, I will read it and you have to follow me, okay? So are you ready? Yes. Not everyone here can be a king, right? Not everyone here can be a king. Not everyone here can sing. Not all the animals can cry. Not all the birds can fly. Not all the insects can see. Not all the people are like me. Not all the people believe you, and not all the words are true. Not all the people can dive. Not all the people can drive. Not all the people are kind. Not all the people are blind. Not all the people love to go to school. Not all the people are really cool. Not all the people can play guitar, and not all the people can be a rock star. Not all the people can bake. Not all the people love cake. So, dear students, can you tell me what is the poem about? Okay, you didn't get the meaning, so you want to listen again? Very smart. So we will try it again. So are you ready to follow me this time? Okay, so do you also want to have some practice with hands and face? Yeah, try to look at me and follow, okay, in that case. So here we go. This is a poem entitled Not Everyone, and it is composed by Joy Galal. Not everyone here can be a king. Good. Not everyone here can sing. Not all the animals can cry. Not all the birds can fly. Not all the insects can see. Not all the people are like me. Not all the people believe you. Not all the words are true. Not all the people can dive. Not all the people can drive. Not all the people are kind. Not all the people are blind. Not all the people love to go to school, and not all the people are really cool. Not all the people can play guitar, and not all the people can be a rock star. Not all the people can bake. Not all the people like cake. Good. So, what do you think is the poem about? People are different. Very good. So, how are they different? Somebody can sing, somebody cannot. Others, somebody are kind to others, they help, good, and some they do not, right? They are selfish. They only care about themselves, good. So somebody can play guitars and some others cannot. So do you try some cooking yourself? You do, good. And what about you? No, you haven't. Okay, so you cook, but he doesn't. So what does it mean? Everyone cannot cook. Very good. And do we love the same kind of food? No. We love different types of food items. Very good. So this poem, so what does the poem mean? We have the differences, and we have very special qualities in us that makes us special, right? I am special in my way, you are special in your way, your friend is special in his or her way, right? So we have to respect the special character in yourself. You have to identify something good in you and use that for yourself and for other people. And similarly, you also have to respect other friends with their own quality, right? They have their own personal skill, and that is something that makes your friend so close to you, right? Otherwise, you would not like your friend. So similarly, we are special in our sense, so we never should be sorry for not having some of the qualities. You are not king. Does it mean you are useless? No. Okay, good. So you got the right thing for the poem, right? This is the real meaning for the poem. The meaning is differences in ourselves, right? We are special because of our differences, right? So this is the poem, and tomorrow can you try to write similar kind of poem as a homework? Oh, you will try. Very good. And tomorrow we will listen to your poems. And not only that, I do have one more assignment for you. Okay? So the assignment is, it's about news story writing. You have to write, use all the components of a news story. Something like a good headline, if possible, sub-headline, good, and then photo, brilliant. Yeah, good. It's always good to use a photo for a news story. And when you write during your exam, you can just make a box and you can write photo. That's fine. Your sketching will not be the test criteria for you, so don't worry if you are not good at sketching certain thing, drawing certain thing. And then you have to write, yeah, good, byline. What does byline mean? A reporter, okay, source, very good. And then date, very good. And then the place, and prepare a news story about the loss. A major crop, potato, was destroyed greatly by frost. Do you know frost? Yeah, something like, it's a frozen water particle, and it forms something like ice. Good. And if ice-like particle is there on the leaves of potato, the chance for the potato for dying or for losing its productivity is greatly there. So frost has caused destruction of potato, and that is a major crop in your society, and you have to prepare a news story about the loss, right? You can include the following clues, right? The following clues will be your guidelines. The first clue is potato crop destroyed, and you can use it as, good, very smart. Maybe headline, or you can produce something similar to, but the destruction of, the destruction of potato crop should always be there as at the center. And frost is there, so cold weather is the reason. And it is a news because it is the main crop, right? So maybe it is related to highland, maybe the upper hills or of the mountain. So if you are living in the Tarai, you have to imagine the misty weather in your part that runs for months, and potato crop will be affected. Okay, you remember that and think of what it might have been to the potato crop in the highland. Okay, so maybe you can use a place that is in the highland area. Very good. High hills or the mountainous, right? And if it is a main crop, people who are farmers or who have planted potato as their main crop have fallen into a problem, right? So they face financial and food problem matters as well. In the highland hills or mountainous region, potato is a main source of food, right? So they will fall into trouble. And then we have a special space for further information, and it is responsibility of the local government. What you expect local government should do in order to help the farmers, right? So this is the home assignment for you, And before I end my lesson, I would like to have a quick reflection, a quick revision. Okay, so at first we did, yes, we did a practice. We saw different components of condolence and how we do that, why we do that, and then we have, okay, the format, the discussion on different components of a news story. Then we looked at a news story of a fire in Taplejung, and then we had a practice about writing a good news story. And then finally we did with the poem, and the poem was about, yeah, individual differences. We are different, so we are special, so we have to accept this and accept the differences in others. We have to respect the individual quality. So that was the main idea in the poem. And so we should be happy with whatever we have and whatever skill we possess, whatever kind of a good thing we have. And in the same way, we have to, yes, respect people with different qualities, different talents. Good. And then finally, we have a homework. What was your first homework? You have promised me to write a poem. Good. And then this is your final homework, and you can submit it to me tomorrow. So till then, bye. See you next time. Thank you. Namaste.